Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, with me is Shail Patnagar, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the day's trade. 25,400 thereabouts is where the Nifty is, now up 42 points odd in trade today. We have several sectors that are actually doing well in the markets. You have the media, metal stocks, private banks, consumer durables, all upwards of 0.5% to 1% gains can be seen on that one. Metal space is definitely shining brighter. They're contributing more gainers in the top 5 list on the Nifty. JSW Steel, Hindalco among the other top movers. NTPC is up by about 2.5% in trade. You have L&T, Shriram Finance and Axis Bank as the other top 5 movers on the Nifty. On the downside, you have Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv. They're dragging after that, in the run-up to Bajaj Housing Finance IPO, they had run up, and today you are seeing some profits being taken off, 3.5% lower on Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finserv down by 2.3%. HUL is also dragging a bit. SBI Life, Britannia, HDFC Life are the others that have slipped from their erstwhile gains that we have seen. In the F&O space, there's even more excitement. Dixon Technologies is zooming to 7.5% higher in trade. MCX, Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, Nalco, these are the other pockets that are actually doing very well in trade. Let's look at the debutant today, Bajaj Housing Finance. It's at a circuit 165 levels, 135% premium from the IPO level of 70 odd rupees on the debut day. Good afternoon,
there's a circuit on Bajaj Housing, and I just want you to hold your breath. I'll tell you the outstanding buy order. It's at 4 crore 23 lakh shares and counting at this point of time. Already 9,900 crores have been traded. So that, ladies and gentlemen, says it all. For those people who were thinking ki 100% appreciate hoga, they will do a sell on the immediate listing. From then on, this is climbed 10%. So look at it this way: there was a 100%, 114% uptick, if I am not wrong, Sakshi. And from then, it was a 10% circuit that the market exchanges have placed on Bajaj Housing. I will have to find out why, because it's 20% normally. Tata Technologies was 20, if you remember, on the first day. Why is this is 10? I don't know. It just goes on to show that tomorrow, Ireda, for those who have forgotten. So yes, valuations matter, and yes, in the longer run, valuations are what drive markets. But in the short run, ladies and gentlemen, one must never argue with the liquidity, and that's evident on Bajaj Housing. I'll also request our PCR to fire the chart of Cross Limited and one more company that got listed today. I think tomorrow it's PN Gadgil's turn to get listed. So it's a fabulous start to fabulous market. 25,400 on the bank Nifty, on the Nifty. 45 points higher, 200 point uptick on Nifty Bank, 245, which is at 52,185. A nice green tick on Nifty 500 as well. And the first stock, ladies and gentlemen, that we had picked today was the Bombay Stock Exchange, 16% higher to a fresh record high of 3372. This is the rub-off of the impending NSE IPO, which should see the light of the day, let's hope by March 2025. And with that, you have the multi-commodity exchange up 6.77%. You have CDSL up 4.4%, and a whole host of brokerages which are now enjoying this lovely bounce which is happening on the market, led by Edelweiss, which is now trading 5% higher, Angel One 5.5% higher, Geojit Financial Services 4% higher, and of course CAMS Software 2% higher. So actually, what a buzz that is there around the markets.
Absolutely. Let's now welcome our guest on the show, who's waiting by, Nilesh Jain, Head and VP Technicals and Derivatives Research from Centrum, is now joining in. Warm welcome to you, Nilesh. Good to have you with us. Tell us, in this setup, what is appealing to you in the markets?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Good afternoon, Sanisha, everyone. So, in this market, the good part is that the Bank Nifty, in fact, started joining the rally. In fact, it is leading from the front, and it has been laggard since a long time. And we are getting a sense that Bank Nifty should lead the entire rally from here. So, given the kind of a breakout that we have seen above 52,000, I think the next target on the Bank Nifty spot level comes around 52,600 to 53,000. So, on the back of that, we expect an outperformance to continue in the stocks like Axis Bank, which is looking strong, where we have seen a gap filling process, the gap that we saw on 25th of July, and that gap has been filled. So looking at this kind of momentum, we expect a further up move to continue towards 1255 to 1270. One can keep a stop loss below 1215. So Axis Bank is one banking stock that we are liking. Apart from that, NTPC is another stock where we are expecting further momentum to continue. Today, we have witnessed a good build up on the long side in this particular stock. So, on the upside, 418, 422 kind of target we might see in the NTPC stock. One can keep a stop loss somewhere around today's low, that is 402. And lastly, LNT is another stock where we have seen a good reversal, a strong reversal, I would say. And we have witnessed kind of a short covering today. So LNT looks positive for 3700 to 3740. One can keep a stop loss below 3630.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's get you to talk about the metals that are shining the brightest in this trade today. Nilesh, where would you keep your focus? Would you participate in this metal rally?
Within metal space, we are focusing on a couple of stock specific move. That is Nalco specifically. This particular stock today, it is in fact it is trading well above its long term and short term moving averages. So 50 DMA is now acting as a strong support, which is placed at 183. So ideally, that should be the stop loss for the long position. Given the kind of breakout that we saw today in this particular stock, with a good OI addition as well. So close to 4% fresh OI can be seen. So we expect further momentum to continue in Nalco towards 192 to 196. So these are the targets on the upside. One can keep a stop loss somewhere around 183.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the view coming in on the finest PSU aluminium stock, which is now 6 rupees 60 higher. Let's see what else is buzzing in the new highs list. This is a very, very strong move that I see on Sakshi PSU banks. There is Union Bank 2.7% higher, 123. Strong move coming into J&K Bank, 1/4% higher. You've discussed National Aluminium. What else is buzzing in the PSU theme? Let's see. Oil India is making a comeback. This is an interesting counter. Nilesh, your view on Oil India? We see a bit of a reversal in global crude oil prices. Now they are sort of above $70 a barrel. Just a week ago, they were trying to kiss $60 a barrel. Is the worst over for Oil India? We've seen it correcting, I think, from 750 onwards, if I'm not wrong, and now at almost close to 600.
Absolutely. So, in fact, if you look at in past 8-10 consecutive sessions, the stock was in a downtrend, constantly forming a lower top and lower bottom formation. And in fact, last two trading sessions, we are witnessing a sign of revival in this particular stock. But looking at the immediate resistance that is currently placed somewhere around 610. So the moment it takes out 610 levels on the upside, we can expect a follow-up move towards 650 to 680. So yes, it can be bought keeping a strict stop loss somewhere around 580. So 580 should be the stop loss for the long position. And if it breaks 610 on the upside, then we'll get a first confirmation of this particular reversal. And then the target on the upside will open up for 630 to 650.
Okay, got it. Let's also get you to talk about, Nilesh, several other stocks that are moving. I want to talk to you about the rice stocks today, which are on a tear. Kohinoor Foods, even Chamanlal Setia, KRBL, all of these stocks are zooming in trade. Let's look at Kohinoor is already at a 20% circuit. This is after the government has removed some restrictions on the MEP. Your sense on how would you really look at this momentum? Is it to be chased?
Well, Sakshi, after 20% kind of a spurt that we have seen in Kohinoor, I think there will be a follow-up move since it has hit an upper circuit today. But we are not advising to go long at current level. The risk and reward is not favorable, so better avoid chasing this particular stock. In fact, KRBL is one stock where an interesting development we can see in this particular stock. After a long time, it has taken off its 200 exponential moving average, and that too with a gap up opening. So this gap looks like a breakaway gap, and good volume and price breakout can be seen in this particular stock. So we might see a follow-up move towards 335 to 345. So at current level, if at all it falls in the range of 316, 318, then it can be bought, keeping a strict stop loss below 310. And on the upside, 335, 345 kind of target we might see in the short run.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 2:44. This is the last 45 minutes of trade that the markets will show today. Remember, we are in the week which is probably the most looked forward to as far as global markets are concerned. On September 18th, you will see the US Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time in 4 years. The only bet is 25 basis points or 50 basis points. We are happy with 25, but as Sakshi says, it's mostly penciled in the market. Housing finance companies, Nilesh ji, a lot of profit booking happening on Bajaj Finance and Finserv after this magnificent listing of Bajaj Housing. That was more or less expected. But any view that you would have on PNB Housing, Canfin Housing, GIC Housing, what looks good there?
Well, in fact, if you look at this entire pack today, we are witnessing a sort of a profit booking, and structure looks slightly on a weaker side on immediate basis, since today we have seen a big bearish candle in all the housing finance stocks. So there are possibilities that in the coming sessions we might see a follow-up move on the lower side as well. So better avoid chasing this space as of now. Better to wait for some sort of a confirmation of a reversal. As of now, I would rather wait for some confirmation to take any bet on the long side.
Okay, got it. There are several strong moves coming in on the broader market space. Let's look at some of those interesting names. You have Godfrey Phillips that continues to surge, 8.5% higher now in trade. You have Suvin Life Sciences that's again buzzing about 9% higher from the pharma and life sciences space. Then you have Butterfly Gandhimati Appliances after a long haul, almost 9% up at 1137. This stock is also moving up. Consumer durables is also garnering a lot of attention. Where would you place Butterfly Gandhimati in that space right now amidst the momentum we are seeing here, Nilesh?
If you look at chart structure of this particular stock, good rounding bottom formation breakout can be seen on the daily time frame chart. So it is giving a good kind of a 8 to 10 months kind of good consolidation breakout on the chart. So structure looks very strong, and today we have seen a good participation on volume side as well. So we might see a follow-up move to continue towards 1200 plus in the short run, and on positional basis 1300 plus kind of target can be seen in this particular stock. So one can keep a stop loss below 11,080. So 1080 should be the stop loss for the long position. But since it's already up close to 9%, so wait for some dip to buy this particular stock.
Okay. Let's look at how the banks are performing, Sakshi. I think it's a run-up on ICICI Bank after many days. This is a stock that has created immense value for long-term shareholders, and of course is the second heaviest weighted the third heaviest weighted counter now on the Nifty. Nilesh ji, what are the charts telling you for the medium term? This is low beta, but chalta hai to acha chalta hai. 1261.
It's a buy. So as I mentioned, that Bank Nifty looks strong on the back of kind of recovery and a breakout that we are witnessing in the stocks like Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, and also ICICI Bank. So Bank Nifty, our target comes around 52,600 to 53,000, and the stock that will lead this run up, the ICICI Bank will be the preferred bet in this particular space apart from Axis Bank. So on the upside, 1300 on immediate basis and 1350 kind of target we might see in the ICICI Bank. And today it has hit a new record high. So one can keep a stop loss below 1242, and it can be bought at current level as well, because today we are witnessing a good breakout in this particular stock. So yes, looks good to me.
Yes, this is a good point that Nilesh ji has mentioned, that ICICI Bank is at a record high, and I am also looking at Axis Bank. The record high of Axis Bank is 1320 to that be about 1325. The stock is at about 1232 now. So ICICI Bank, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye out for two reasons. One, normally in this kind of a market, all breakouts are being purchased into, and if Bank Nifty has to move up, because HDFC Bank is doing pretty much nothing, so the responsibility of that move now rests on the shoulders of ICICI Bank. So please do keep this in mind. Sakshi, do you have the year to date number for ICICI's rise? I have the monthly number with me. In the month of September so far, okay, let's see how much time this takes. Okay,
26%
year to date.
year to date.
Okay. So that's the run up, ladies and gentlemen, as far as prices are concerned in 2024 for ICICI Bank, and definitely better days ahead if Nilesh ji's charts speak the truth, as they often do.
Absolutely. So that's an interesting one, and we'll continue to keep an eye out on the banking space. There is no let up on BSE, 17% higher at 33.93, and it's only been one way for Bombay Stock Exchange. I wonder if it is to do with the anticipation of NSE IPO getting launched, and that is pulling up the Bombay Stock Exchange stock further up now. But the entire capital market space is also lit. If you talk about BSE, CDSL, Edelweiss Financial Services, Angel One, all of these stocks, Arihant Capital Markets is also up in trade today. There's a lot more buzz that's spread across the sector. Let's get Nilesh to address, where would you look for momentum even now, despite the kind of gains that we are seeing? Look at Angel One, it's another 6% high in today's trade as well. Where would you really keep your focus?
Well, out of all the stock that you have just highlighted, I think CDSL still has a potential. Today, we are witnessing a good price and volume breakout in this particular stock as well. So we expect a follow-up move to continue towards 1500 to 1550 on in the very short run. One can keep a stop loss below 1400. So CDSL may play a catch-up role here. And Bombay Stock Exchange, since it is already up close to 70%, so it's not advisable to chase. Better wait for some dip. If somebody is already holding this kind of a stock, I would rather advise to stay put, keeping a trailing stop loss. Angel One, this particular stock has also witnessed a good reversal on the chart, and we expect a follow-up move to continue towards 2700 to 2750. One can keep a stop loss below 2540.
That's indeed true. It's the NSE IPO listing which is creating a buzz around all exchanges. Look at MCX, look at IEX. All of them have appreciated dramatically, and this is one sector, Sakshi, which will never see another competitor coming in. You will never have an exchange in India now. There was a chance that the number of exchanges might go down. Look at IEX. So after this controversy of national spot exchange, what the government may have decided is no more private exchanges. So what you have is what you get, and the big daddy of them all, NSE. There is this buzz in the market that another 6 months after the weekend developments of SEBI dropping charges against two former employees, actually several former employees of the National Stock Exchange for the lack of evidence as SEBI points it, in the co-location space. That clears the decks. Now the only issue here is will there be an OFS? Because I do not think so NSE needs money. So, there is no IPO coming in, it will only be offer for sale from existing investors. So, that is something to be looked forward to. And if I am not mistaken, they NSE also announced a bonus for its unlisted shareholders. So, good times are coming.
Well, that's interesting for sure. Let's look at some of the other momentum plays right here. F&O space, let's get you to talk about Dixon Technologies. How would you really look at this one, and is there more to go?
Absolutely. So this particular stock also looks strong, and it has been in a secular uptrend, constantly taking support of its 50-day moving average. The stock still has a potential to move towards 14,300 to 14,500 in the short run. So yes, it looks strong, can be bought in a staggered manner. One can keep a stop loss below 13,500, and on the upside 14,500 kind of levels that we might see in the short run.
Okay, so that's Dixon Technologies in the EMS space for you. That's also buzzing. Okay, one more space is the Adani Group stock, something that we referred to in the morning also. Entire space is a buzz, especially led by Adani Green Energy and Adani Power. Of course, that has to do with the news flow that we had marked right in the morning before the markets opened, that the Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution has issued a letter of intent to supply 6,600 megawatt of hybrid solar and thermal power. And therefore, Adani Green Energy and Adani Power both are in focus, and both upwards of 5.5%, 7.5% now. What looks good with this move coming in and this positivity coming in now, Nilesh?
See, out of the stock, if I have to pick one, then that would be Adani Green. Given the kind of move that we have seen today, it is on the verge of a breakout. The breakout will come above 1970. Currently, it is somewhere on 1926. So, from current level, we might see another 2 to 3% kind of a move in this particular stock. So, if somebody is already holding the long position, can keep a trading stop loss below 1900. I won't advise creating any long position in this particular stock, given the kind of volatility that usually we see. It is better to refrain from creating any fresh long position. And similar the case with Adani Power as well. Today is a first day of a reversal on the chart, and we may see a pullback to continue towards 680 or maybe 700. But I won't advise taking any long bet at current level.
Sakshi, I think in all our enthusiasm on Bajaj housing, we have failed to sort of give the due attention to sugar stocks. This is the sweetness which is now creeping back into the Lal Street, and that's because some, how should I say, regulations that govern the move of sugarcane and sugar towards ethanol production have been sort of eased, and they can now, sugar mills can now make more of ethanol plus spirit alcohol. So, you see a very sharp run up on Triveni sugar, that's at a record high. The counter is now buzzing about 5% higher as far as Triveni is concerned, and we track 22 sugar companies, actually 23, and 22 of them are showing strong gains. I'll also request the PCR to fire Praj Industries. That's the sugar ancillary that manufactures ethanol equipment, 4% higher, and if possible ISGEC, ISGEC, this is 1.3% higher, 1363. This is also a sugar ancillary which makes sugar plants. So, good setup coming into Balrampur Chini, Triveni. One stock which is deeply undervalued is Awadh Sugar from the Birla stable. This is also something that long term shareholders and investors can look forward to. A very nice move coming into the entire sugar space. Sakshi.
Okay, got it. Well, Nilesh, we'll thank you on that note for being with us on the closing edition of Market Today, and thanking you again for being present here with all your thoughts and strategies and various stock insights you shared with us. Have a good time till we meet next on our Market Today on Business Today Television. Let's look at another guest now who's joining in. We're now joined by Brijesh Singh, the Senior Technical Analyst at Stock Access, now with us on the show. Brijesh ji, a warm welcome. Good to have you with us. बताइए आपको क्या पसंद आ रहा है इस बाजार में? Do you think this has more legs to go in the markets now?
So good afternoon everyone. As we've been talking about which stocks looks good, so I was been listening. Sugar में तेजी है और उसके लिहाज से I was been looking Triveni also on the chart. Raj also had moved up. Liquor stock has also moved up. Globus period, Redico. Media stocks have been in line like TV18, Dan Network, PVR, Inox. So in few of them, so I'll take one each of them. So Dan Network look good on the chart, somewhere around 55, 56. It's been trading. Present rate can be used to go long in Dan Network with a stop loss of 53. Play for the target of somewhere around 61, 62 rupees. Time frame to hold the counter would be 2 to 3 trading session. NTPC also looks good on the chart, 410 around, it's been trading. Present rate can be used to go along with a stop loss of 402 and then play for the target of 422, 424. Triveni looks good on the chart. Triveni Engineering, in today's session we have seen stock making a new February high of 518, 509, 508 around. It's been trading. So present rate can be used to go long. Support is a little bit deeper on the side, somewhere around 495. The stock has a support, but on that perspective, it has a higher target also. So one can keep present rate can be used to go along with the stop of the 495 and then play for the target of 535 to 540.
We've been asking this question, Brijesh ji, to everybody. How many thousand shares were you allotted for Bajaj Housing?
So, I don't apply for any of the stocks. I don't trade actually.
सर ये कैसे चलेगा सर? बाजार वाले ही अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे तो फिर कैसे मिलेगा?
सर रिस्ट्रिक्शन है.
अरे आईपीओ में क्या रिस्ट्रिक्शन हो सकता है?
नहीं सर, मैं चार्टिस्ट हूँ, मेरे को चार्ट देखना अच्छा लगता है. But only once I have applied, that too for my sister when TCS was allotted. I told her that to buy TCS and still she's been holding it. So personally, if you ask me, I don't have a demat account. And I IPO. I look the chart, जिसे बोलते हैं ना कुंडली बन जाती है चार्ट पे. Now, right or wrong, that is another part. But you look on the chart and then you can predict. Okay, this is the thing.
अच्छा, ये वाला आपने अपनी सिस्टर को बताया था फोन करके कि अप्लाई करना है?
नहीं, इसमें मिस आउट हो गया था.
अच्छा, ओके. सर अगला वाला कौन सा बताएंगे आप, क्योंकि अब दिन में 3 आईपीओ खुलते हैं.
Definitely, I'll update to you also, sir.
हाँ बिल्कुल सर, ये तो बिल्कुल बताइएगा. और साक्षी की तो इतना वो लकी हैं, जो ये आईपीओ में अप्लाई करती हैं इनको मिल जाता है. बजाज हाउसिंग मिला है इन्हें, लेकिन साक्षी ने कहा है कि ये वो लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए रखेंगी. लॉन्ग टर्म का मतलब एक आध 2 दिन देखेंगी अभी.
तो फिर आपने रॉन्ग क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग आदमी से पूछा. आई शुड हैव आस्क्ड साक्षी व्हिच स्टॉक्स व्हिच आईपीओ यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर. एटलीस्ट लकी पॉइंट में हमारा पैसा आप ले लीजिए, पर आपको अगर मिल रहा है तो वेल एंड वेरी गुड.
नहीं सर, ये वंस इन अ ब्लू मून की बात होती है. जब कोई भी ऐसे लकी हो जाता है, हमें तो उम्मीद छोड़ दी थी कि आईपीओ में शेयर निकलते भी हैं, फिर उसके बाद ऐसे लगाते रहेंगे. तो शायद इसलिए, और सही आईपीओ में लग गया. देखिए बजाज ग्रुप का 30 साल बाद एक कंपनी आई है, उसमें लग गया, तो ये काफ़ी बड़ी बात होती है. तो मैंने शैल जी को आज यही बताया था कि ये ऐसा शेयर होगा जिसको मैं शायद 30 साल और तक के लिए रखना चाहूँगी, जिससे कि मैं बताऊँ कि ये 30 साल पहले शेयर आया तो मेरे पास ये आईपीओ है.
और ये बात पक्की है, क्योंकि इस पर्टिकुलर सेटअप में जो 3 लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, उन सब में से सबसे ज़्यादा समय मैंने बाज़ार में बिताया है. तो ये बात पक्की है कि आप पलक झपकेंगे 2 बार और 30 साल निकल जाएंगे. ये दिन निकालना, समय निकालना, घंटे निकालना और मिनट निकालना मुश्किल होता है, लेकिन जो समय का चक्र है और ख़ासकर सालों का, एकदम ऐसे ही आप यूँ पलक झपकेंगे और निकल जाएगा. मेरे को अभी भी याद है कि मैंने कितने IPOs लगाए 1990s में, 2000 में, और वो सब है मेरे पास, लेकिन कैसे समय निकल गया, कहाँ वो समय चला गया, कुछ नहीं पता, लेकिन कंपाउंडिंग हर जगह काम करी, इतना मैं जानता हूँ। तो ब्रिजेश जी, मैं 2004 में आपको जानता तो नहीं था, लेकिन अगस्त में IPO आया था TCS का, और कोई ख़ास सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं हुआ, सिर्फ 5 गुना वो भरा था, 850 रुपये पे TCS का IPO आया था। मेरे ख्याल से 900, 950, 1000 रुपये पे लिस्टिंग हुई थी, और उसके बाद जो लीला है आप देख रहे हैं बाज़ार की, बहुत ज़बरदस्त मोमेंटम आपको आते हुए दिख रहा है। तो साक्षी जी से 30 साल बाद बात करेंगे। एक बात तो पक्की है, मैं होऊंगा बाजार में और साक्षी को मैं ये सवाल पूछूंगा, आपकी जर्नी कैसी रही?
That's
It's a good
wonderful.
passive. It's a good way of making a passive income in other way. If you are applying for an IPO and if you are lucky, then definitely such type of company should be in your portfolio. अगर ट्रेडिंग नहीं करते हैं तो एटलीस्ट IPO के थ्रू it should be there in the portfolio.
जी बिल्कुल। और बताइए अब ब्रिजेश जी, इसके अलावा क्या इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा है आपको बाजार में? बहुत छोटी छोटी थीम्स तो काफ़ी चल रही हैं, शुगर चल रहा है, चावल चल रहा है आज, एनीथिंग लाइक दैट इज लुकिंग इंटरेस्टिंग टू यू? मेटल्स चल रहे हैं, व्हाट इज लुकिंग गुड?
उन्होंने लिकर भी बोली थी।
If I talk about मैं अगर चावल के बारे में कहूँ, then in the rice KRBL looks good, but आज का सेशन अगर आप देखेंगे, वॉल्यूम ब्रेकआउट तो है, and roughly around 6.5% it has moved up 323, still trading towards the day high only. ये कहूँगा कि अगर किसी ने रैली मिस आउट करी है तो डोंट वरी, अगर कल ये आज के डे के हाई के ऊपर अगर ट्रेड करता है, बिकॉज जो लॉन्गर टर्म मूविंग एवरेज है उसके आसपास ही ये ट्रेड कर रहा है, तो अगर वो उसके ऊपर अगर सस्टेन कर गया और कल उसके ऊपर अगर ट्रेड करता है तो आज के सेशन का लो लेके, मींस एज अ स्टॉप लॉस 1313 का स्टॉप लॉस लेके कल के सेशन के लिए आप बाई आउट कीजिए, एंड देन प्ले फॉर द टारगेट ऑफ 355 टू 360। रही बात मेटल की, देन इन दैट नेशनल एल्यूमिनियम चार्ट्स लुक्स गुड, 188 अराउंड इट्स बीन ट्रेडिंग, प्रेजेंट डेट और डिप टुवर्ड्स द लेवल ऑफ 185, one can be on a long position with and then play for the target of 194 followed by 202.
ओके, गॉट इट। ब्रिजेश जी, इसके अलावा भी कुछ एक स्टॉक्स जो है आज अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, जैसे MCX की बात कही थी जैन ने, आज वो काफ़ी अच्छा चल रहा है। पूरा ही मार्केट स्पेस जो स्टॉक्स हैं, BSE बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है, CDSL, ये सब स्टॉक्स बहुत चल रहे हैं। MCX पर अभी आपकी फ़िलहाल क्या राय है सर?
So before that I'll just conclude this liquor stock also. Global Spirits का भी चार्ट अच्छा लग रहा है, 1297 around it's been trading, and if I'm not mistaken today we have seen stock making a new high, and with that too with volume. तो हमेशा टेक्निकली फ्रंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर कोई स्टॉक वॉल्यूम के संग में नया 50 वीक हटाता है तो मोमेंटम अभी बरकरार रहेगा। मेरा ऐसा मत है कि if 1200 is a support, one should keep that thing as a stop loss. Present rate can be used to go long and then play for the target of 1450, 1480 is a zone where the next level rise, so that can be kept as a target. Regarding MCX has been considered, stock has been trading with higher top higher bottom formation in the shorter term time frame of the chart. It has made a base formation 5100, 51 to 5200 के आसपास में एक base formation बनाया, and in today's session we have seen a volume breakout, and now it has been trading at 5600 around. Present rate can be used to go long, keeping a stop loss of 5200 around, and it also can be used for accumulation purpose for add-on, and then play for the target of 6100, 50 to 6200 zone. Even I would be saying just keep an eye on Dixon Techno also. No doubt थोड़ा बड़ा काउंटर है 14,000 के आसपास का, and 7.5% it has moved up. Still ट्रेंड बाकी है इसका ऊपर जाने के लिए, और इसमें मोमेंटम बाकी है, एंड आवली चार्ट में तो हायर टॉप से हायर बॉटम फॉर्मेशन में ट्रेड कर रहा है. सो इफ समवन वांट्स टू गो फॉर अ लॉन्ग, प्रेजेंट रेट कैन बी यूज्ड टू गो लॉन्ग 1399 अराउंड और 40 और साइक्लो वी कैन से 14,000 अराउंड. 14,000 से लेके विद द लेवल ऑफ 13,600 वन कैन कीप ऑन अ बाइंग साइड विद द स्टॉप लॉस ऑफ 13,300 एज अ स्टॉप लॉस. and then play for the target of 14,700 to 800. That is the first hurdle which I am looking for, and if that thing has been crossed, then it might shoot up towards a level of 16,500 also. But for 16,500, we have to wait at least for a couple of months.
I'll request the PCI to again fire the chart of Globus Spirits. Of course, Brijesh ji has marked the stock along with the requisite technical parameters. Sakshi, on 30th of August, Motilal Oswal fund bought 2 lakh shares of Globus Spirits at 1071. So, from 1071 to 1300 in the blink of an eye in 7-8 trading sessions, maybe 10 trading sessions. So, please keep this in mind that generally rallies on particularly undervalued stocks start with a block deal, and that block deal involves buying by a fund, and that generic rule has worked very well over the last 6 months. I will request the PCR to fire the long term chart of Indigo, and 3 block deals offhand I remember, I think somewhere between 3,300 and 3,500, then one happened at 4,300, and the most recent one at 47, 4,800, and every single participant in that journey has made money. That has more to do with the bull run rather than earnings or any other performance. Of course, Interglobe Aviation has done phenomenally well. Sakshi, I think yesterday they came out with the aviation data, and 65% market share, ladies and gentlemen, in a country which has 140 crore people, potentially at least 95 crore are potential customers, is a company called Interglobe Aviation. I travel very frequently, Sakshi. I took the 5 a.m. flight to Mumbai. There was no space to sit. I took the 12 o'clock flight back to Delhi. There was no space to sit.
And this is now going to be a global airline, is what the management has indicated.
Yes,
by 2030.
and a business class is offering. Brijesh ji, business class on Indigo, Mumbai, Delhi, आप आ रहे हमसे मिलने? चलेंगे ब्रज?
Sure, sir, sure. I was just looking on the chart of the Indigo as you've been talking about. Basically on the daily time frame, 4,200 to 4,500 around. Nice base formation has been accumulated. Even the W pattern formation has been seen, and when the stock has break out from the level of 4,620 or 50 zone, now it's heading towards the level of 5,400. That is the first hurdle level which I would be looking for. Second would be 6,200, but that would be taking time. So immediate target would be 5,200 present rate, or dips towards the level of 4,750 to 4,800 can be used to go along with the stop loss of 4,600.
And you can take this in writing, Brijesh ji, from me, that one day Interglobe Aviation will be a part of the Nifty. So let us, it's a near certainty. It's only a matter of time when this kind of a sheer monopoly that you see in the Indian markets, and a monopoly where you get great service, of course, not great prices, but this is something that needs to be kept in mind. I'm just looking at the market capitalization of Interglobe Aviation. Just allow me a moment. It's 1,92,000 crore rupees, and in the last 1 year the stock has doubled 106%. In the last 3 months 15%, and year to date, which is 1st of Jan to now, 66%. Sakshi.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'll keep an eye out on the travel and the tourism space as well, and Indigo for sure is at the helm of the entire space, leading it. Let's look at some more spaces that we can discuss. Mid cap and small caps, they are I think inching back now. Brijesh ji, is there anything that looks positive to you in the broader markets? 197 communications को देखिए 4% हायर हो गया आज. It's Paytm is zooming ahead. Anything would you like to say on Paytm or any other stock?
Paytm on the daily time frame of the chart, it has made a bullish engulfing candlesticks, moving towards the weekly high of level of 82, 84 zone around. Risk reward ratio favor में नहीं है because stock has a support at 655 around. So if it trades little bit down, not at this level, somewhere around 670 के आसपास में मिलता है, then one can be on a buy side with a stop loss of 655 and then play for the target of 710, 725. So let it, or either I would be saying if it crosses above 690, then one can take a buy call in it with the stop loss of 670 and then play for the target of 725 to 730 zone.
Okay, 3:13 ladies and gentlemen, 17 minutes are left. There are some things that I want to mark on the volume front, but what is preventing me is National Aluminium. We just talked about it. I think it's topped 190. So please keep an eye out on this one. But volume buzzers, we have discussed both Triveni and BSC in retail. Sakshi's marked the Adani group, Adani Green in great shape. We've discussed lots of basmati rice via KRBL and LT Foods. Now look at the interesting names. India Cement. This is a very high beta counter, although all news is now through, but you have 1.3% uptick, 372 and 4x the volume. Please keep an eye out on this one. And Sakshi, you had a news on Thermax. Brijesh, I am requesting you to please have a look at Thermax. 4,987. This is 5.4% higher, surely a record high, and Sakshi will give you the news. This stock has to be watched. 3.5 times the volume. Sakshi, what was the news?
So basically, its subsidiary Thermax, Babcock and Wilcox has secured a repeat order from a client in Botswana. This is worth 516 crores for setting up a 600 megawatt greenfield energy plant. So that's the news that's pulling up the stock higher. Brijesh ji, yours.
Yeah, so I'll just add to you. See, if we look at the shorter term time frame of the chart, the stock has a high at somewhere around 5,839. That is a 52-week high. From there, the stock, we have seen profit booking in it, and it made a low of 4,170. Just taking these 2 points and drawing a Fibonacci retracement, now stock is inching towards the level of 50% retracement. That is somewhere around 5,000 zone. But as a golden ratio has been considered, the value comes at around 61.8% value of that comes at around 5,200. So I feel first hurdle would be 5,200 around. Present rate can be used to go long, keeping a stop loss of 4,750. And if we are able to surpass this 5,200, then the next level to watch would be 5,400. So I feel first level 5,200 followed by 5,400 would be the target of Thermax. Definitely stock had moved up significantly. Volume के संग में pattern भी अगर हम देखें तो it has formed a W pattern that is giving a bullish indication in it.
Okay, so that's as far as Thermax is also concerned. Let's again look at one more stock, NTPC. It's moved to the top spot on the Nifty, 2.3% higher in trade. What's next for NTPC right now, Brijesh ji, within the entire power space?
So I have already spoken about NTPC 410 level. It's been trading. It's heading towards the level of 422, 425. Present rate or dip can be used to go along with the stop loss of 401. Another stock which come in the on the radar is PCPL.
Okay.
PL 508 around. It's been trading. Hourly charts, if we check it out, nice bullish candlesticks formation has been there from a level of 475 low towards the level of 511. Now it's trading at 510. Present rate or dip towards the level of 505 also can be used to go long with the stop loss of 492 and play for the target of 525, 530 zone.
This is a Philips Carbon Black, something that we've been tracking from 140 rupee levels, but doing extremely well both on volume and price front. 317 Sakshi, I think just the right time to bother Brijesh ji about BTST or STBT. Brijesh ji, in the light of this cut in interest rates in the offing, of course private banks are doing phenomenally well. Anything that you would like to carry home on the plus or the minus side?
So I would be saying, see, banking I have not been tracking that much right now, but another counter, like as I said, PCBL comes on the light. Even as Sakshi was been talking about BSC, still looking phenomenally well. When I suppose someone wants to do a BTST 3,447 around, it's been trading. Keeping a stop loss of 3,250, play for the target of 3,700, 3,725.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. Zomato को देखिए एक बार ब्रिजेश जी, 3% higher now at 280.8. What's next for Zomato, you feel now? And can it be bought at the current levels after this terror run up and doubling of the prices in this year itself? It's look at the spike at the last 10 minutes odd.
If not mistaken, I think in your channel we've been discussing from a level of 180 or somewhere around 200, if I'm not mistaken, right? And 240 for the first target, 280 was another. Now the level to what would be 330. I'm still saying that 330, 335 ka level hai, where the hurdle lies for Zomato has been considered. In today's session, we have seen a high of 282, 50-week high is 286. Present rate or dip towards the level 275 can be used to go long with the stop loss of 264. This I'm talking for the short term, play for the target of 330 or 333. As a BTST has been considered, then keep a stop loss of 272 and play for the target of 292, 295.
Okay.
The last 10 minutes, Sakshi. Let's just do a wrap up of the indices. We've touched a lot about volume. This is a very, very interesting day as far as markets are concerned. Everybody is now waiting for the interest rate cuts to start tickling in from Wall Street, and the mood and the momentum is fairly good. Almost even Stevens on National Stock Exchange, 1283 stocks in the green compared with 1120 in the red. So 1:1 we'll take it. Sakshi and I tracked 19 indices for you. Out of 19 today, 15 are in the green. This rally is led by the energy space and the Nifty Alpha 50. Alpha 50 is a wonderful index to track. Please spend some time whenever you have to look at the constituents. This is the next Nifty, so to say. And those stocks that are very good quality but rise faster than the market, and at the same time also fall more than the market, but we are only bothered about the trend which is on the long side. So Nifty Alpha 50 is up 1.1%, again 50 stocks, 25 in the green, 25 in the red. In terms of sectors, metals, energy is doing well. Banks, everybody's pointed out. The mid cap index is 0.5% higher, and the small cap index is flat, but good moves across the board, and the new highs list gets better and better. You have the Bombay Stock Exchange now joining forces. Godfrey Phillips, Sakshi, I have an interesting story to tell you on this one. 13% higher. Deep value stock which is embroiled in a family dispute for all sorts of reasons. But once you look at the sum of the parts valuation of Godfrey Phillips, the number is dramatically higher. Dixon, both Sakshi has marked in the morning, we had Vaishali, Brijesh has also pointed out. Sugar space, Triveni doing fantastically well, and there is no stopping liquor stocks. Radico 4.5% higher, 21.27. Sakshi.
Marico has also come to a record high. Let's look at that one too. Slowly and gradually within the FMCG space, Marico is garnering more attention. Brijesh ji, analyze the chart for our viewers and tell us what's next for Marico now.
So stock had been, the previous swings highs were somewhere around this 690 to 695 around, and we have seen a 50-week high of 697. So it was a triple top formation. So any closing above 690 would be a confirmation that stock is heading towards the level of 730 in shorter term time. So present rate can be used to go long, keeping a stop loss of 678 around. Play for the target of 730 to 735. So
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's get you to also talk about some more names. Shriram Finance. Look at this one also, Brijesh, and tell us. It's again coming back into action, 1.5% higher in trade. Of course, the entire NBFC space we know has been garnering a lot of attention of late. How would you assess Shriram Finance?
So stock still been trading with higher tops and higher bottom formation from if I talk about from October 2022 when it was trading at 1750 zone, higher tops higher bottom formation was been there. In today's session we have seen stock making a new 50-week high 39 around 3,439 around. Short term bet has been considered, then 3,720, 3,730 is the level, first level where the profit booking might be, you can see. Present rate can be used to go long with the stop loss of 3,250. And if we are surpassing this level of 3,720, then the next level to watch would be 4,400 around. But that would be taking time, at least minimum couple of months of time.
Shriram Finance, what a wonderful stock, Sakshi. You and I remember discussing this at 1800 rupee levels with Ashish Chatramota. He mentioned that he had added to his company portfolio at JM Financials, the PMS scheme. And from then on, it became a nifty stock.
Sure.
And from that nifty entrance, it's just being getting better and better. If I remember correctly, just 2 or 3 days ago, wasn't there an equity report, brokerage report on Shriram Finance?
Yes, with targets of about 5,000 also coming in on Shriram Finance. I'll just quickly pull out that one.
Okay, till the time Sakshi pulls that out, 324. Ladies and gentlemen, time to wrap up the market. This is a good day. Of course, we are slipping below 25,400, but I won't be bothered at all. The next 2 days will be a sideways to a consolidating move across the world as traders, investors, strategists, everybody waits with bated breath to hear what Mr. Powell has to say. 25 basis point rate cut will happen, and there is a lot of other interesting developments that are there in the pipeline. Please keep an eye out on broader markets, and if you do not agree to the trend, please do not short a liquidity fueled rally. We've been saying it for at least a year on Business Today. If you do not agree with prices on the long side, it's best you wait it out.
Yes.
This is not a trend to go short.
So we do have the CLSA report. Remember, it came out with an outperform call on Shriram Finance. It had set a target price of 3,350 on Shriram Finance, saying the NBFC player is well placed on loan growth, margins, asset quality. They're also guiding mid-teens loan growth, driven by higher cross-sell of existing products across more branches now. That's something that they are positive on, and the company is also giving an emphasis on improving fee income while keeping the operating expenditure steady. And moreover, collections have been healthy with credit costs in check, and that is what CLSA is bullish about as far as Shriram Finance is also concerned. 3:26, 4 minutes to go before we shut shop. Metal space continues to shine bright. Real estate space is another one that's been moving up. Brijesh ji, on the real estate space, would you stick with macro tech, which has been an outperformer, or would you look at some others that will now turn outperformers?
No, macro techs look good, and one more stock which I would be saying, Phoenix Mill looks good. We can say that pullback rally can be expected. 3,535 around it's been trading till it doesn't break a level of 3,390 as a stop loss. We can see pullback rally, and that pullback rally can be towards the level of 3,700 to 3,725. In metal, I would be adding one more stocks which looks good. that is Hind Copper. It is a little bit high beta counter, we can say. 322 or around it's been trading, not at the present rate. Anywhere, somewhere, if it trades somewhere around 315 or below that level, then one can take a buy call on it with the stop loss of 305 and then play for the target of 335, 340.
Okay, got that. 3:27 now. 3 minutes to go for the markets to shut shop. Brijesh ji, how would you ask investors and traders to be prepared for tomorrow? What is the best strategy on the index level and the key sector and stocks that they should be looking at for tomorrow now?
See, sector-wise, if we talk about, and then media, metal are the two, and even the realty are the stocks where the buying can be seen. Regarding with the index, two indexes has been considered, Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Both index and especially Bank Nifty has been outperforming and it's making a high. I feel for the Bank Nifty, if it doesn't breaks a level of say 51,700 or panic wise 51,400, tries to stick towards too long, I feel that it's heading towards the level of 52,700, 52,800 zone. Regarding Nifty is been considered, then 25,200 is a support. Panic support wise, if I talk about, then 24,900 comes in the play. And on the higher side, 25,700 to 25,810 is a level where the profit booking can be seen. So overall, both the indices right now trend wise look promising on the buy side.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start wrapping up the market, and I'll request the PCR to show Bajaj Housing. It's been a stellar day, a fabulous listing, a new beginning as far as markets are concerned, and you see this at limit up 95 rupees higher against an issue price of 70 rupees. The stock listed somewhere at 150 or and then on it just started to move up. Let me just recount the volume that you've seen on Bajaj Finance today. This is something of a major record that will come in front of you. The last I checked, it was 9,980 crores. Sakshi, let me just check the value. Will you please wrap up the market?
Absolutely. We'll thank you, Brijesh, for being with us on this show and sharing all those insights. In the meanwhile, I'll start wrapping up the trade. We have the Nifty at about 0.08% higher, 25,377 now. The Nifty Bank at 52,153, 215 points higher. That's almost 0.4%. So the Nifty Bank continues to be an outperformer. Remember, Friday also it was an outperformer. So the banks are definitely leading within the markets setup overall. 0.5% higher for the private banks, and that's a heavy weightage space that has actually managed to pull up the markets or let the markets be in the green zone and not slip into the red. Metals, media, realty, consumer durables, they're all up and about. NTPC, Hindalco, JSW Steel, Shriram Finance, L&T as the top 5 performers on the Nifty. Dixon Tech, MCX, Aditya Birla Fashion and Nalco are the top movers in the F&O space.
So Sakshi, it's an outstanding buy order of 4 crore 31 lakh shares on Bajaj Housing at a circuit of 165. Now that the market is closed and there is no risk at all, you will probably see another circuit tomorrow. This is the trend that we witnessed over the last many months. First 2 or 3 days, a lot of people sort of soak up the counter, and then it gets into a sideways zone because it is at circuit and very few trades are happening. So the volume is 9,982 crore rupees, and the traded number of shares is 63 crores 67 lakhs and at circuit. So this is something that we will watch out. Again, the lady on my right has been lucky, and she does not intend to sell, and that's the way forward, ladies and gentlemen. When you want to create wealth, you let time work its magic. आजकल तो जल्दी हो जाता है, पहले बहुत टाइम लगता था, लेकिन we live through all phases of the market. जैसा वो समय चला गया, वैसा इससे भी अच्छा समय आएगा. With that, ladies and gentlemen, Sakshi and I call it a day. We are all waiting for that rate cut on Wall Street. Tomorrow will be a pause in the markets, but not on Bajaj housing, Sakshi.
Okay, we'll wind up at that 25,383 as the closing level on the Nifty. We'll be back with you very soon, but you can stay with us on Business Today Television as the programming will continue and you can see a lot of action on your screens even beyond the stock market hours. I also wanted to discuss a little on the entire power space as well, especially the discom space. We have actually seen an outperformance come in as far as the power space is concerned thus far. Several components and various players over here have actually garnered a lot of attention over the last 6 months. But what goes forward from here? Just the way how we have looked at say a 20, 30, 35% loss in say the outperformers like railways and defense. Do you